Hughes first came to notice when his poem The Negro Speaks of Rivers, written the summer after his graduation from high school in Cleveland, was published in the African American journal Crisis, 1921. After attending Columbia University, 1921 to 1922 in New York City, he worked as a steward on a freighter bound for Africa. Upon his return to the United States, he took a variety of menial jobs and continued writing. While working as a busboy in a hotel in Washington, D.C., Hughes put three of his poems beside the plate of American poet Vachel Lindsay in the dining room. The next day, newspapers around the country reported that Lindsay had discovered a Negro busboy poet. A scholarship to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania followed, and before Hughes received his degree in 1929, his first two books had been published. The Weary Blues, 1926, which includes Dream Variation, was warmly received. Fine Clothes to the Jew, 1927, was criticized harshly for its title and for its frankness, but Hughes himself felt it represented a step forward. A few months after graduation, Not Without Laughter, 1930, his first prose work, had a cordial reception. In 1931, he collaborated with Zora Neale Hurston on the play Mulebone. He then traveled widely in the Soviet Union, Haiti, Japan, and served as a newspaper correspondent, 1937, in the Spanish Civil War. His poetry of the 1930s was highly political. He published a collection of short stories, The Ways of White Folks, 1934, and The Big Sea, 1940. His autobiography up to the age of 28. Hughes's montage of A Dream Deferred, containing the famous poem Harlem, was published in 1951. He wrote a pictorial history of the Negro in America, 1956, and edited the anthologies The Poetry of the Negro, 1949, and the Book of Negro Folklore, 1958, with Arna Bontemps. He also wrote numerous works for the stage, including the lyrics for Street Scene, an opera with music by Kurt Weill. A posthumous book of poems, The Panther and the Lash, 1967, reflected the black anger and militancy of the 1960s. Hughes translated the poetry of Federico Garcia Lorca and Gabriela Mistral. He was also widely known for his comic character Jesse B. Sample, familiarly called Simple. He appeared in Hughes's columns in the Chicago Defender and the New York Post. Hughes later published a collection entitled The Best of Simple, 1961. That's from Merriam-Webster's Encyclopedia of Literature.